welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the official 2025 financial reset, financial planning video. Something about 2025 gets me excited. I just feel like it's gonna be a good year. It's been making me want to get reset, get my finances straight, get my life straight, everything. So I'm gonna be doing a couple different 2025 reset videos this year. I usually do one big reset that includes everything. I decided this year to at least split out my financial reset. So today's video is just going to be my 2025 financial reset. We're going to be setting goals. We're going to be setting up a brand new budget for the new year. And then in a couple weeks, I will have up another 2025 goal setting video, but that will be for more personal, career, fitness, goals like that. Today, we are focusing just on finances. If you are new here, let me give you a quick rundown. My name is Krista. I'm 26 years old. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. My channel is just a lifestyle channel, so I do a lot of daily vlogs, work weeks in my life. I work from home as a data analyst. I love kind of balancing everything, being social, exploring the city, working out. This past year, I feel like I've really kind of gotten into finances as well. So I do a lot of what I spent in a month videos, budgeting. So if you like content like that, a little bit of everything, make sure that you subscribe and stick around. It means the world to me to watch this channel grow. I've been doing this now for, I want to say we're going on 4 years. It's been some slow, steady growth on my channel, but I have enjoyed every single second of it. I also just want to say it is never too late to reset. It is never too early to reset. You can do this on a Wednesday in the middle of the year if you want to, if you just get inspired. But I just love a new year reset. Something about a new year feels extra fresh. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the video. I first want to reflect on my financial goals for 2024. I don't want to harp on this too much because I feel like I've talked about it so much if you've watched any of my other financial videos. My only goal for 2024, I quote, was save for all things wedding, pause on aggressive student loan payments. I got engaged in 2023, wedding is in 2025. So 2024 was like save as much as you possibly can for your wedding. And I'm happy to say we definitely did that. We had a certain number we wanted to reach in our wedding fund, and we hit that number back in October. So we actually hit it like 2 months before we thought we even would. So we hit that goal, we hit it early. I am so happy about it. And I'm ready to move on to other financial goals, not just save, 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 save. Obviously that theme is going to continue, but not just for one singular thing. We are gonna get to diversify our savings a little bit more rather than just going into that one fund. Having such a hefty savings goal in 2024 just taught me so much. It made me start tracking my expenses. So it made me start writing down every single transaction that comes out of my bank account, my credit card. It made me really see where my money was going, where I could cut costs in order to reach such a hefty savings goal. 2024 was a great financial year for me in the sense that I had only one goal. I hit the goal, but along the way, I learned so much about finances and saving and tracking. I started making these financial videos, which has been so rewarding because they keep me accountable. So overall, 2024 was just a great year for financial growth. Now that that goal is out of the way, let's hop into setting my 2025 financial goal. I have 3 different goal categories. The first one is exact numbers. So I have some exact numbers that I want to hit. My next one is general savings goals. And my third one is spending habit goals. Let's start with my exact number goals. So starting with our emergency fund. The emergency fund had kind of honestly gone on the back burner with the wedding savings, but I now have an exact number goal. I want to fully fund our emergency fund to $10,000. Right now we are at about half, a little bit over half of that in the emergency fund, but it just hasn't been a priority. But obviously your emergency fund should be one of your first steps in your financial freedom kind of journey. So I do want to get 10,000 in that account, check that off for this year. In the future, I do think that number is going to need to be higher. They say it should be 3 to 6 months of expenses. So, you know, once we hit that first milestone of 10K, then we'll probably just make a higher milestone of maybe 15 and then 20. I think setting smaller goals is a good start. So for this year, we're gonna say 10K in that fund, and then maybe next year we'll set it to 20K or something like that. But for now, we just need to hit that first milestone to have that emergency fund fully funded for the year. My next goal has to do with my debts, which is my student loans. If you don't know, I have a good amount of student loans. It's kind of daunting, something that I go back and forth between, like, why am I even paying these? I'm never gonna pay these off. And I wanna put as much money as I can towards these and pay them off as soon as possible. It's like a battle in my own brain. This past year, I was only paying about $300 a month on my student loans. My minimum was $200. I was paying $300 because, as I said, I wanted to allocate that money somewhere else. So this year I have pay off $6,000 on my student loans, which comes out to about $500 per month. That isn't calculated with interest or anything like that. That's just, you know, $6,000 of my money going onto the loan. So $500 a month, that would be increasing from my $300 to my $500. That is the minimum goal. All of these goals are fluid. I will say some things change throughout the year. You never know. I mean, knock on wood, hopefully not, you know, anyone could get laid off. You could get a better job. Things can change depending on how your financial situation changes, but I am just setting these with what I know now and what my current situation is. So with my current situation, I do believe I can increase my payments to about $500 a month and pay off about $6,000. My next goal is more like a requirement, but it's honestly something I have never done in the past, and it kind of bit me in the butt last year. But I need to save 30% of all social media money into its own account for tax purposes. If you don't know, any money you make from social media, so YouTube AdSense, TikTok AdSense, brand deals, none of that money is taxed. It's just straight cash flow. So you are responsible for figuring out your own taxes with that, which is very daunting to me and not something I want to deal with. It's something last year I just kind of didn't think about it, and then tax season came and I owed a bunch of money in taxes. So for 2025, I have created a fund. I actually already started this like 2 months ago, but every month, whatever I make from social media, add it all together and put 30% of it into my tax fund. That way, come tax season, I have at least some cushion there to pay my taxes. Next goal is my income goal for the year. I want to hit a certain number in income by the end of the year. This is between my corporate job and social media and any other side hustles. Y'all know I'm the queen of side hustles. If you've been watching me for a while, I think it was 2023, I was like on Rover like crazy. I kept so many dogs. Last year, 2024, I got a job at a restaurant and I was waiting tables for some extra income. So I have a certain number of total income from side hustles to social media to my corporate job that I want to hit this year. When I do my taxes next year, I'd like to see that number be my income. I'm not going to share that number. I share a lot about my financial goals and stuff, but there are certain things that I try to keep private, like exactly how much we have going into savings every month, how much is in like our retirement and savings accounts, income. I try to keep something private, but I still feel like I share a pretty good amount. So I do have an income goal for the year. Those are my exact number goals. I do have a couple more goals that I feel like could be classified as financial regarding social media. I'm gonna save those ones for when I do my full goal setting video with you guys. I have like one other financial goal, but I feel like it's more social media, so I'm gonna keep it over there, but make sure you guys watch that full goal setting video if you want to hear a couple others as well. Let's go into my general savings goals. These are goals that I don't have specific numbers for. It's just kind of like a, hey, make sure you're doing this kind of goal. So first one is fully fund our honeymoon. We are getting married in the spring, but we're not taking our honeymoon until the fall. So we will have kind of a good buffer there to re-up our savings account after we pay for the wedding. Fully fund our honeymoon. I don't ever want to go into credit card debt for anything, obviously. The honeymoon is no exception. So we will be making sure we have a certain amount set aside for the honeymoon. I'm not sure the exact number that we're gonna need. I'm thinking 6,000, somewhere in there. Not totally sure, but that's kind of my base assumption. Second kind of general savings goals is to increase my Roth IRA contributions. Long-term goal would obviously be to max out my Roth IRA. That's kind of my next, if I get like a raise or if something good financially happens to me, that's kind of my next goal, is to start maxing it. But I can't do that yet. For now, I can increase it. So I was only putting like the bare minimum into the account. So I'd like to start putting more than the bare minimum into the account every month. I do have a little parenthesis here that says starting out after the wedding, because I do just want to make sure the wedding is fully done, we're fully funded there, before I start changing my contributions on a monthly basis. So starting in like May or June, I will start increasing my Roth IRA contributions. Last general savings goal is put all leftover money at the end of the month into savings. Pretty standard, easy goal. I think some people might let the money they have left over at the end of the month kind of roll over into the next month. I like to take that money out and put it into my high yield savings, because it might as well sit somewhere where it's gonna grow if it's just gonna sit. You guys know I track every expense that comes out of my bank account as well as all of my income. So I know to the penny every month how much money I have left over. All of that needs to go into savings so that it can grow and do something for me rather than just sitting in my checking account. Last set of goals that I have is my spending habit goals. These are things I just kind of need to remind myself about, my spending habits, impulse spending. Definitely used to struggle a lot more with that. I still have my days, we all do, especially Black Friday. I don't want to talk about it, I blacked out. I'm making progress and we're being better, and I have a few goals that kind of will help with that. So the first one is no impulse purchases. Think about it, write it down, wait 2 days. This is some of my best advice. I find that I see something and I think, I love that, I need it right now. Then if I wait 2 days, I forget about it and I'm like, what was that thing that I loved and needed in my life? You don't need anything when it comes to like these impulse purchases. My advice would be make a notepad in your phone called wants. Every time you see something from an influencer, in real life, whatever, write it down. Make yourself wait 48 hours. If in 48 hours you are still cannot stop thinking about this and just feel like it will make you happy, go ahead and get it for yourself. But I find more times than not, within 48 hours, you forget that you even wrote it down. You forget about that notepad in your phone and you never think about that item again. So if you struggle with impulse purchases, maybe try the write it down, wait method. I really think it helps. Second goal is to share something financial monthly on YouTube. I kind of started this year, midway through the year. I started doing what I spend in a month budgeting videos, what I spend in a week. I did a few no spend week videos. So just something financial. It holds me accountable. It honestly helps with a lot of different things for me. It helps me with those impulse purchases because I'm like, how am I going to justify this one? So yeah, I want to keep that rolling in 2025. And last goal, number 10, one essentials only or no spend week per month. I thought about creating rules for this right now for the whole year, but I decided each month is probably going to be different. Last time when I did a no spend week, my rules were no coffee shops, no Amazon, essentials only. So essentials are groceries, bills. But I do think each week is different, especially with our schedule and social schedules. So I don't want to say no eating out, but if we have a double date with some of our friends, I'm not gonna not go to that because I'm doing a no spend week, if that makes sense. So everyone is different. Your rules can be different month by month. The main point of it is mainly the impulse purchases, miscellaneous shopping that's unnecessary, like clothes and makeup and things like that I don't need. But I am a little bit more flexible when it comes to social schedules. So every month I want to do 7 days straight of no spend, low spend, essential only spend, whatever you want to call it. If doing it in that method, doing it like a week straight doesn't work for you, I know a lot of people do, their goal will be average 15 no spend days a month or average 7 no spend days a month. I think that's another really great way to do it as well. But I like to do a little challenge and do like a week straight of no spending. So the goal is to do that every single month this year. I feel good. I feel excited about our goals for the year. I feel like they're realistic. They would definitely keep me on like a very financial forward, heavy savings path, which is the path I want to be on right now. Last part of this video, I want to set up our brand new 2025 budget. This past year, I had been using a budget template that I made on my own. It's as simple as it could get. It didn't automate anything. It has a spending tracker and then just your normal budget. Nothing was automated. It was as simple as it could get. I think it's great for beginners. I am happy to leave that linked down below if you guys want to use that. It's free. But this year I decided to do a different template. This template that I'm going to be using is by CoPlenty. I've seen some other YouTubers use this template and it looks really great. I haven't gotten to play around with it too much yet. I can also leave it linked down below, and they did give me a 10% off code for you guys. It's not sponsored or anything, but they just did offer to give me that, and they sent me the spreadsheet and I'm excited about it. It's definitely a little bit more advanced than my one before, meaning it automates everything, so everything is going to automatically add up versus before I was doing it manually. It's really nice looking, so I'm kind of excited to give it a try. So, and we're gonna go ahead and set this one up together. I've got it here. We're gonna go through the instructions together and get it set up. So if you buy one too, you can sit with me and we can go through this together. Here's the new budget. Here's the instructions page. Once I get it all filled out and ready to go, I'll probably delete the instructions page and just kind of make it more my own. But for now, we're just gonna go through all of this together. Starting with here, we have number 1, go to the annual totals tab, add budget names for income, bills, expenses, savings, and debt. And then they will automatically synchronize throughout the tabs. So let's go over here to annual totals, and we just gotta change the names for everything. So the first thing I'm already noticing is that there's not enough incomes here for me. So I'm gonna enter, I think, 2 more. All I'm gonna do is insert rows. So let's do insert row, insert row. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna have to do that for every single month, but it's gonna do the same. Insert row. Should automatically go over, I would think. So let's try it. Let's change this to corporate. Let's change this to social media. Actually, I'm gonna change this to YouTube. Let's change this to brand deals. I don't get brand deals on a monthly basis, but we'll just change it for now. We can always go back and change these later if these are not working for us. And then I'm gonna do other income 1 and other income 2, because you never know, we might need to change these at some point. I'm going to drag these down. So as you can see over here in January, it automatically fills those out for you, which is great. I just need to, anytime you add rows, you're just gonna need to pull down those same formulas all the way down so that everything is matchy-matchy. Okay, next we have our bills category. So obviously we have our rent, we have our car insurance, we have AT&T phone bill, I have pet insurance. They have a separate category down here for savings and debt. Let's do gym, iCloud. And these are all the monthly recurring expenses I have that never change. So we'll just keep those in the bills category. Let me go ahead and skip down here. I'm gonna skip down to savings. Let's do Roth IRA. Let's do emergency fund. And let's do high yield savings. Those are my kind of more savings related accounts that I contribute to on a monthly basis. Debt, all we have here, student loans. And let's go check out January. Okay, see, look how nice this is. It's automatically filling in my bills here, my savings, my debts. I love that. That's so fun how it automatically does it for you. Okay, expenses, groceries, dining out. Those are categories that I have as well. Fuel, I'm gonna change this to just car in general. Obviously that is gas, but it's also if I get an oil change or anything like that. Shopping, I'm gonna change it to, shopping. I like to call it shopping miscellaneous. Home, gifts, pets, health and medical, coffee. I think I'm gonna start making dining out and bars and alcohol the same thing, because it kind of is. You know, if I'm going out, sometimes I'm going out for drinks, sometimes it's food, a lot of times it's both. So I'm just gonna add them as one category. I previously had it separated, but I think I'm just gonna make it one category. Beauty is a big one for me, nails, hair, everything like that. Let's do Uber/Lyft. I've been taking Lyft more because if you have the same credit card as I do, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get like 10 times bonus points or something crazy. So we've been using Lyft lately. Let's do travel. I'm gonna do social activities. That for me is if I go like to a movie or go to a concert or something like that with friends. And last one I'm gonna add in here is wedding. I am buying stuff kind of on a monthly basis for the wedding right now, like shoes or bridesmaids pajamas. And then it looks like we have 2 more. I'm just gonna make them blank because these were all the expenses I had in my other budget, and we have room to add more if we want to. So I think that is all that we need to fill out on this annual totals page. Let's go back over to the README. Go to the monthly budget, add payday, expected, and actual. Okay, so monthly budget, I guess you would need to add in your income here. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I don't share my exact income. However, just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna put in $4,000. $4,000, if you watch my budgeting video, is kind of like my spending goal for the month. That doesn't include any savings, any retirement, anything like that. That's just kind of what I try to spend less than. So for the sake of the video, we are gonna put $4,000 as my income, just so we can kind of see how the budget is going to work. Add the due dates and the amounts for the bills. We're basically setting up January's budget here, so I'll go ahead and enter in all of this. So due date for rent is the 1st. Car insurance is, I think it's the 3rd. AT&T is the 11th. Pet insurance is the 26th. Gym comes out like around the 4th. And iCloud is around the 1st. Budget for rent is $1,400. Car insurance, I budget $124. AT&T, I budget $95. Pet insurance is $67.50. Gym, what am I budgeting right now? I think about $110. And iCloud is $299. Got all that in there. And then at the top here, you can see it has how much left over I have to budget. So that's really nice too. Groceries, I budget $250. Dining out and bars, January. I'm trying to think ahead. January, let's say 100. Car, 50. Shopping miscellaneous, 50. Home, I shouldn't have any home expenses in January. Gifts, I shouldn't have any gift expenses in January. Actually, it's Will's birthday. Will's birthday. Okay, let's do 100. Pets is $140. This is for my dog food. Health and medical, I always just throw in 20. Coffee, we'll say 20. Beauty, I'm taking a break from my nails, but I have been getting facials, so it's $160. Uber and Lyft, 20. Travel, I might have to buy a flight in January, so let's do 200. Social activities, 50. And wedding, how much do I got left? 1,000. Okay, we got room. I'm gonna leave this blank for now. Let's budget 500 for those student loans though, because we're increasing our payment to 500. I am gonna leave the savings blank for now. That is just personal to me, but we have a little bit more spending power here, so I can adjust this kind of as needed throughout the month. One reason I was drawn towards this budget sheet was because it has a transaction tracker. I can't budget without tracking my transactions. So just for the sake, I kind of want to show you guys how this would work. So let's say I pay my rent on January 1st. Let's say it was exactly $1,400. Then you go down to budget name and all your expenses and bills are in here, which is so nice. So then I add rent, and then you can put a little description if you want to, so rent. And as you can see, it starts to populate kind of like how much you're spending on all these things. It automatically put the actual here, and then it automatically kind of fills in all these charts and everything. And it's so nice looking. I'm actually really excited about this budget. So I'm gonna delete this because that obviously hasn't happened yet, but we're just getting it all set up and ready to go. So that's really all we have to do to get our budget set up and ready to use for January, because now all I have to do is go through and track all my transactions and everything will kind of automatically fill out, which is so nice. Obviously, after I stop filming this video, I'm gonna go in here myself and make sure the income is actually accurate and kind of fix it up how I need it, but this is just for the sake of sharing. Annual totals, you can see it's going to automatically add everything up here. Some other things that they have in here that I might set up later, I'm not going to set it up right now, but we have the debt snowball calculator, so you can kind of play around. If you have debt, it'll tell you how long it'll take you to pay it off if you pay certain payments. You can change the colors, you can change the currency, and then the last thing is they have this financial goals tab under annual dashboard. So let's go see what this is all about. So we have goal name, and it's based on your savings, which you know we have some savings and some debt goals. So my goal for the emergency fund, it already is half funded, so I only need to put the other half in there. So my goal is 10,000. We are starting at about 5,500. Let's see. I'm not sure how much I'm going to put in monthly, but let's just put 500. And it would take me 9 months to hit it. So we'd hit it by September. And then you can see it kind of fills out some other stuff in here. I think all of this will fill out more as we go throughout the year. See, student loans, goal. Okay, the goal is to pay off 6,000, do monthly. Start at 0. If I put in 500 a month, I will reach the goal in December, which is accurate. I actually added in my own page here. This was not included in the budget, but this is just something for me and I thought I would share. I like to know exactly how much is in my bank accounts and what subscriptions I had, so I just kind of made my own little tracker here that I'm gonna fill out. I have a few annual subscriptions: Ring Insurance, Epidemic Sound, Canva, and my Chase membership fee. I forget about these, so I like to have them written down so that I can remember them. This one comes out in April. So I'm gonna fill this out for myself, but just a reminder, kind of keep track of your subscriptions, because nothing's worse than when something comes out and you weren't expecting it. I just like to keep track of those. I also am gonna fill this out privately, but my savings fund, where it's located, my goal, and then how much I actually have in there. I just like to keep track of that for myself as well. That is it for this spreadsheet, I believe. We are all set up and ready to go for January. I'm really excited to kind of play with the spreadsheet, make it my own, and see how I like it, how it works over the next few months. It's a little bit more advanced than my previous spreadsheet that I was using, but like I said, I'll have both linked down below if you are interested. I hope you guys enjoyed this 2025 financial reset video. We're setting goals, we're getting our mind right for the new year with finances. I think my overarching goals are just to kind of keep it together, keep tracking, keep saving, keep heading towards my overall goal, which is just financial freedom, and keeping track of everything, knowing where my money is going is kind of a passion at this point. Maybe an obsession might be a problem, but it's okay. It's a good problem to have. Being obsessed with saving and trying to be frugal and setting yourself up for the future. If you made it to the end and you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any questions or any videos that you would like to see regarding finances. I would be happy to take feedback and make it everything you guys want to see and more. Love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you so very soon in my next video. Bye guys.